guys, Steve here from Blossom Racing. Going to do a video here real quick, basically on maintenance on a belt. So basically what we do here at Blossom Racing, just be aware there's many different ways of doing this. You can use brake clean. Personally, I don't like to use brake clean. We here use acetone. A lot of people say that acetone dries out your belt, you know, and causes you issues there. But this is how we've done it for, good gosh, 15, 16, 17 years, for a very long time. So we use acetone. And I'll go through and just kind of explain why we do it this way. So first thing, when you get a brand new belt, every belt, when it is made, they use a petroleum-based product when they're cutting these belts. And when they do that, these belts absorb it. And so this belt right here has all kinds of petroleum-based products inside of it. And when I heat this belt up, which is what's going to happen when we are running down the track, because our clutches are going to be slipping on this belt and causing a lot of friction on this belt, and it's going to cause it to heat up. And when it heats up, that petroleum-based product is going to ooze out of this belt. And when it oozes out of this belt, it's going to get all over your sheaves, and it's going to cause your belt to slip even more. Okay, it's going to make it really inconsistent. It's going to be a pain in the butt. The other reason why I use the acetone is, you know, when you're towing your car back from the end of the track and you're bringing it to the pits, you never know if your car, your rear tires, runs over a spot of oil, flings up oil onto your belt, you get it on your clutch. So in between every single round, I will take my gallon of acetone. I'll find a brand new rag. Make sure that you don't ever pick up a rag that your kids just got done waxing the car with, because I may have done that once in my life, and the results weren't very good because the car slowed way down and the belt just sat there and slipped, and was not good. So make sure that you have a clean rag. Nobody's used it. Nobody put any wax on it. Just take your acetone, dump it onto a rag, get a good amount in your rag. Pretend that this belt's on the car like this. You're just going to grab it like that and slide the belt right through it, wiping anything on the external of this belt off. Any oil, any of the petroleum product that come out of this belt, and just get that belt wiped off. And then I take my rag, and on the primary sheaves, I'm going to wipe around in the sheaves just to make sure that none of the petroleum or any oil transferred to my sheaves. And then on the secondary clutch, you know, I stick the rag down in there with the acetone and spin it around and wipe down the secondary sheaves. And then I just put my belt on and it's ready to go. So when I'm racing, in between every single round, we acetone the belts and the sheaves just to make sure that I am basically starting at the starting line the same every time. So I'm doing, you know, the same thing every time that I'm racing. So that's how we do the belts with acetone. So let's talk about the possibility of it drying out the belt. So eventually, over time, you know, it is going to dry the belt out. So usually, though, for the whole season, this is how many belts we use. We'll use 2 belts. So the first belt I'll put on, and, you know, I get 100 passes out of it. We're doing 200, 250 passes on our motors every season. So I'll put like 100 passes on this belt, and then start noticing that the width of it is getting really small. It's getting down to 800, under 800 thousandths wide, which is about the time, 775 is when the belts start to get bad. So, and then it starts to drying out, a little bit over, after 100 passes. So you just take that belt off, grab your new one, acetone it. And always when I put a brand new belt on, I always break a belt in. How you break the belt in, there's tons of different ways that you can break these in. One exciting way that I do not recommend, because your wife probably won't like you anymore, is a lot of people will actually put these into the dishwasher and run it through a cycle where it gets heated up and drains all the petroleum out of it. Another way, you can throw these onto blacktop. Just throw it onto your paved driveway, set it out there in the sun, let it sit out there for a few days. When you pick the belt up, you'll see a nice black ring on your blacktop. The other way is actually put this on your car, fire it up, do 3 little burnouts, nothing extraordinary, just to get the heat into the belt. Do 3 little burnouts, stop, shut the car off, grab your acetone, your clean rag, wipe the belts, wipe your sheaves, put your belts back on, fire the car back up, do 3 more burnouts, and then do the same process as far as cleaning the belt. Usually we only do about 2 of those. If you want to do 3 of them, definitely not going to hurt anything. And then once you're done breaking in the belt, then in between every single round, we always clean the belt. And again, the philosophy behind that is I want to go to the line with my belts, my clutches, everything the same every time, basically because we're bracket racing and we want to run the same number every time. So we kind of do everything the same every single time. So this is just one way that you can do it. Some people use brake clean. A lot of people claim that it works really good. I personally don't like to use brake clean or carb clean. The main reason is because you don't want to get any inside your clutch, at least on a polar clutch. The polar clutches have a nylon bushing inside, a square one. And if you start spraying brake clean inside that polar clutch, it's going to get on that nylon bushing. That nylon bushing is going to swell. And when it swells, it basically grabs a hold of your primary post, and now your primary post cannot move. So because of that, I pretty much stay away from brake clean. Brake clean also has a whole bunch of other chemicals in it. If you were to spray it on aluminum, let it dry up, and then look at the aluminum afterwards, you may be able to see a little bit of residue left from the brake clean or the carb clean. So us personally, we don't use it. I use brake clean for a bunch of things. I mean, spraying my motors off, where all the glue from the track, all the glue that's on the chain, all the grease that's on the chain, all the dirt gets on it, all the belt dust gets tossed up on the motor, especially on the back side of the motor. I spray that all off with brake clean. But that's basically what I use it for. Just make sure you're not spraying brake clean or carb clean into your carburetors or onto your clutches. Hopefully this video, I know I got a little off track there, but I love giving you guys as much information as I can. So that's how we clean these belts, and hopefully that helps you guys out. All right, take care, guys.